All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jehan Chu, and I'm the founder of Kenetic. Very excited to be here. Very excited to be able to help round out this incredible conference, TON Gateway. So I have a very simple talk, and I'm glad that it's coming at the end. The title of this talk is 5 Lessons for Success on TON, or How to Make TON Great, Learnings from a Seed Investor in Ethereum, Polkadot, and Solana. So first of all, who am I? I'm an investor. I started in crypto in 2013, and I started the Ethereum Hong Kong meetup back in 2014. So I've been in this space for a very long time. In fact, Vitalik used to sleep in my extra bedroom when he came to Hong Kong, and I've hosted him probably 15 times. So I've seen a lot of cycles. I've seen a lot of protocols. We as Kenetic have done a lot of different types of investments in this space. And I think over 350 companies we've invested in by now. So we really have seen the ups and the downs. We've seen the highs and the lows, all of the different cycles of boom and bust and fraud and success. And we've taken away a lot of learnings. And because TON is such a relatively new ecosystem, we wanted to share that with you. Now, I'll say that I love TON. Anybody who knows me knows that I talk about TON to everyone all the time. I've probably brought alone maybe 14 or 15 different VCs into the TON ecosystem, and we've probably brought maybe 7 or 8 of our own portfolio companies into the TON ecosystem to provide infrastructure, services, games, etc. And we'll continue to do that. But love also means being able to be honest with each other about what's happening in the ecosystem, whether it's good or whether it's bad. And if it's bad, we need to be able to say it, and we need to be able to figure out how to make it better. In fact, we did this 2 nights ago when we had a DeFi dinner, and we're fortunate to have all of the top DeFi platforms, infrastructure, liquidity providers, the TON Foundation, and startups to talk about very honestly what's happening in DeFi and how do we make it better, because it's so critical that we get this right. So that's the type of candor that we enjoy, and I hope to bring that today. So I'm going to start off with a joke. How do you get 50 million users onto TON? Answer, start with 950 million and then build a bunch of apps that they don't want. That's how you end up with 50 million. Now, of course, that's a very snarky way of saying we can't be entitled. Yes, we have 950 million users on Telegram, but that's not 950 million users on TON. And I kind of make the analogy of being born with a silver spoon in your mouth, being born rich. It's kind of a curse. It's a blessing, but it's also a curse. Because when you're born with too much money, you're not hungry. You kind of feel like you don't need to fight as hard. And I want to remind all of us here that we, as a community and as a platform, are still very much in startup mode. We need to be lean and we need to be hungry. And that's where we need to be in order to survive. Because every other platform, whether it's Solana or Ethereum, they started poor. And they made it to where they are by being scrappy, by being hungry, by being adaptable, by being open. And that's also what we're going to talk about today. So again, we're so blessed to have the riches of Telegram's ecosystem to seed the TON ecosystem, but we can't allow that to make us arrogant or entitled or lazy or sloppy. So let's start with lesson 1. And this is one of the things that I think is probably one of the most important lessons for today. Don't just build technology, build culture. With every ecosystem that's out there, all of the successful ones, their culture is very identifiable. Take Ethereum. Ethereum is very well known to have an open culture. They're collaborative. They're funny. They're irreverent. Vitalik will get on stage and sing and dance and make fun of himself. They're youthful. And that's part of why they're radically transparent. And that's part of why they've been able to survive and thrive for so long. It's not that it's the best technology stack. We know this. But what they have, and I believe what they are the best at in all of the ecosystems, is culture. A very clear, identifiable culture that certainly everybody in the foundation and also everybody in the community really still believes and lives. That's very important. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't know what the culture of TON is yet. I think it's too early. I think we're still building it. But we as a community need to figure out what actually are the values that we as the TON community want to represent. How are those values built into our practices, our applications, our words, our governance, our investments, our reactions to when things go bad? Culture will survive when technology fails. And I think it's really important for all of us to really think about that. Lesson 2, you can't spell culture without cult. What does this mean? What I'm talking about is a cult of personality. The cult of personality is extremely important for cryptocurrency. Because if you look at the top 10 coins, and I'm talking utility coins here, Ethereum, Solana, I don't know if Cardano is still in the top 10, but that's definitely one. I can tell you, and everybody can tell you, exactly who that cult of personality is around. It's Vitalik, it's Toly, it's Charles Hoskinson, or it's Justin Sun for Tron. This may seem kind of minor, but it's actually really important to be a top 10 coin because people follow people, not just brands, not just ideas. People love to follow people, and especially in crypto, we are social animals in a social environment doing a social thing. It's ironic that, one of the favorite things that crypto people like to do is actually get together at conferences. So, it's something to think about, how we kind of help to support a cult of personality around the top of the stack. Lesson 3. Transparency breeds trust. I cannot stress enough how transparency has allowed Ethereum to stay so powerful and so dominant and so stuck in the minds of not just people in crypto, but even people outside of crypto. Everybody in the world who's ever heard anything has heard of Ethereum just as much as they've heard of Bitcoin. And part of that is because of transparency. The Ethereum Foundation is extremely transparent. All of their decisions, all of the conversations that go into those decisions, all of the working sessions that go into the conversations that go into those decisions are transparent. You're invited to them. They're recorded. Governance, transparency of governance, transparency of action, whether it's where funds are spent, whether it's what direction the strategy should be, whether, whatever decision it is, from the top to the bottom, transparency is paramount to instill trust in the audience, to have them continue to follow the brand and the protocol. And I think TON is blessed with such a large environment, but I think we need to breed more transparency, to breed more trust so everybody in the community can continue to support and grow. Now, in this small environment, it's easy to have trust, but as we scale to hundreds more millions and billions of people, we need to scale the transparency and have that be part of our culture. Lesson 4. I think this is probably one of the most frustrating but also exciting things about TON. We have such an opportunity to grow this ecosystem, but we must solve real problems. Don't solve crypto problems. Solve real problems. The reason why we need to solve real problems is because TON and the TON ecosystem alone, with its 950 million Telegram potential users, we are the only ones that actually have the ability to reach normal people, 950 million of them. Ethereum can't do that. Solana can't do that. No other platform has that. So we are blessed with the curse of having to provide real applications and solutions and build them on chain that people will pay money for. We can't just have crypto trading left hand to crypto right hand. We can't just have clicker games that are fun but can't sustain a growing community. We have to be able to identify problems that normal people will encounter and then deploy them. That's actually what's going to make Ton and Telegram work. And then 5, keep going. Don't give up. I guarantee that every protocol in the top 10 has faced an existential crisis. Ethereum, when they had the DAO hack. Solana with its several chain stoppages. Bitcoin was actually stopped as well a couple times. And even Polkadot, which we also invested in, they got hacked for $162 million, which was the second largest hack at the time. But none of these things stop the community. You have to keep going. Even when things seem desperate, even when things seem despondent, even when things seem like there's no hope, you actually just have to keep going. And that's not just about founders. That's also about the rest of the community. That's how we see things as Kenetic. That's how we invest. And we're really, really proud to be a supportive part of this ecosystem. And I want to say that I'm incredibly blessed to be part of this community and standing up in front of you and being able to share some of the thoughts that we've observed over our over 1 decade of being in crypto. So good luck, keep building, and thank you very much.